Red Bluff is in Northern California. It is a relatively small town in a rural community, approximately 13,000 residents. We have high unemployment, high poverty. I think that is very much connected to issues with parent engagement.
This school was chaotic. It was not always a safe place for staff or for students. The academic concerns were astounding. The expectations were incredibly low, and students lived up to those expectations.
Vista Middle School at that time was departmentalized. It was a traditional middle school model. Students had several different periods throughout the day. Imagine at that time for our faculty having 240 students that you saw in one day. 240 students you saw in one day in 40-minute increments, and you have so much instructional time, so much that you have to convey. It is very difficult in that model to be able to form lasting relationships with your students.
It was a school that needed a lot of help. They were in their 8th year of program improvement with no improvement in sight.
One of the pivotal defining moments in our district came when we had outside eyes on our district, and we had someone come in and do a school culture survey. We knew there were problems, but when you name problems from the inside, often you get resistance related to what is the political nature of your viewpoint. When someone from the outside comes in and labels your school as toxic, that's a leverage point. That is a call to action. That is what brings the whole idea of change to bear.
So I had spent much of my childhood growing up here in Red Bluff and knew that it was where I wanted to be. In fact, I was interviewing for 2 other principalships at other districts when I called up the personnel technician here in Red Bluff and said, look, you've got to get me in. If I made it through the first round, I really need the second interview. They were able to get the interview set up and together, and I feel blessed that I was hired here. The promise that small towns have is that you can not only build great relationships with students and families, but in doing so you can build great communities. And the key place that starts at are our schools. Vista Preparatory Academy is a new school. It was far more than just repainting and rebranding and changing some of those systems. Every question that I ask deals with what is best for kids. And my job as the principal, if you can show me that what you want to do is good for our students and good for children and good for our community, my job is to figure out how to pay for it, how to fund it, how to support it, how to make it happen.
There were concerns in the community about some of the problems here at Vista Middle School at that time, and addresses were made to our school board. Questions about whether Vista Middle School should continue or be disbanded. The leadership team through our California Garrett model was formed, and we worked very tightly with administration to decide what should happen to Vista Middle School. Through that process, we became Vista Preparatory Academy. Complete rebranding from school mascot, school colors, school structure, master schedule, everything was changed.
We opened up all 21 teaching positions and told everyone, even the staff that had been here, that they needed to apply for the positions. We went to the schools and talked with all the other staff, and what we told them was simple. If you want to be about creating a school that is focused solely on what is best for students, you should apply for the position and you should come along with us, and you'll be part of building something that I believe will be a once-in-your-career opportunity. And if you aren't, you should leave, because we don't have time.
The model here at Vista is set up on the house system. We have a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade group in every house, and as teachers we have the ability to combine the lessons because we're multiple subjects. We can teach one subject within another and integrate the model. And today we're hitting both math and science standards in the classroom, being able to combine both skills and both subjects in the same lesson.
We're all divided up into houses, 7 houses of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. We work together in that group, which is myself, the 8th grade teacher, and a 6th and 7th grade teacher. We get together and meet about what kind of things we can do to enhance our students' learning. We also get together grade level meetings, which is 7 altogether, grade level teachers in 8th grade, and we meet about best practice for our students in that domain.
It allows me to talk to my teacher personally, and she's very, very encouraging about all my academic and extracurricular activities, which is great. Especially if you don't understand something, you can go up to her and ask, which is just awesome. But she's really encouraging, and that allows me to form kind of a connection with the teacher, so she's really understanding and she encourages me to do the things I like, which it really helps.
So the changes at Vista have been pretty far-reaching in that, we teach self-contained for the most part now in our classrooms with electives that we do. We get to trade kids around. For me, it's the only way I could teach here. I believe in building relationships with my students, and I think it's really hard in a single subject mode to reach 180 students the way you really want to reach a kid. We're having a lot of trouble in Red Bluff, I think, in general in the community, of getting kids to move forward and thinking about college and what it is to grow up and be an adult and what their future holds. And I think without building the relationships that you can build in a self-contained model, we were losing kids.
The Vista Preparatory Academy leadership team here on campus is comprised of college options in California Gear Up. It's also comprised of administrators, faculty members. A leadership team process, we form a plan. Part of the California Gear Up model is a professional development action plan. So we have Gear Up funding that we can spend, and we decide how best to spend that money to improve the school.
I tell my staff, hey, if what I'm trying to decide isn't good for kids, I expect you to come in and call me on it. And they know I will come in and call them on it. And I think breaking down some of those fears, breaking down some of the blame, being able to really look at the bottom line is what we do for students. And if we all hold each other accountable, we all step forward together.